Hi, jewells68 here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Tuesday, April 4th. It is the first Tuesday in April, and the wine quilt is still on my wall. However, I do have a little bit of motivation to get it finished, and so I actually had the bright idea to maybe just use walking foot, and maybe instead of doing a grid like I would normally do or stitch in the ditch, to actually do like wavy lines with the walking foot, just gradual waves, and then kind of stagger those out a little bit and then do a grid with that. I might even go at a slight diagonal. I don't know, but I thought wine, wavy, weaving kind of thing. That was kind of what went through my head. You'll have to excuse my appearance. I did just work out. I did get, the only thing really in this room that I got done is I did dig the backing out for the wine quilt. It hasn't been pieced yet. I was like, duh, I can't really baste and quilt it until I have a back. So I did get this thing done though, my little tracking chart thing. Inspired by Jennifer's. I don't think it's identical, but it's fairly close. I decided not to use the whiteboard side of my easel. Instead, I used the side that originally had the giant post-it pad. And also free from work, I had these two pieces of like 11 by 14, maybe a little bigger. Maybe it's like, I don't know, 18. I'm not really sure. It might be like 12 by 18. I'm not really sure. But posters that were blank. Now, we do a big event every year at the zoo for Halloween, and part of that is part of the things the zoo provides, aside from, of course, the entertainment, animals, etc., is they provide the posters. So every year we get a huge stack of posters to distribute to all of our sponsors so that they can have them at their locations. And this year, when I was going through them to hand them out to our salespeople, I kept finding blank ones interspersed with the real posters, and, me being the pack rat that I am, I thought, ooh, blank poster, that might come in handy, so I just set them aside. So I brought two of those home, and originally I was planning to use one to make a chart and hang it on the wall, and then I got this deal, so I decided to put two of them horizontally to make one big poster, and that way I glued it onto the cardboard. And used regular marker, just used my metal yardstick to do my grid with a marker. And originally I started with index cards that were like this big, and I realized I have enough projects that need to be on the board that there was no way I was going to fit them all on there. So I started cutting them in half. So I have these divided. I have blocks, which just means I still need to piece either all the blocks or at least finish piecing the blocks. I have top, which means I have the blocks done, but I need to piece the top. This is back. I either need to get a back or I need to make a back. This is baste. And I'm going to include in the baste, binding if I need to buy binding. I mean, not binding, I'm sorry. Batting, in case I need to piece or buy batting. That's just going to be part of the basting process here. Once that's done, it gets moved to the trim area, then the bind area, then the label area, the wash area, and the done. So right now for 2017, I have one item in the done area, and that is, of course, the library windows quilt. And then I have nothing else here but in the back area, as in quilts that the tops are done, but I need to prepare a back. I have the wine quilt, the coffee quilt that I pieced last year from birthday blocks, my very first year of participating in birthday block swap, and my 2011 pod, which has been, the top has been complete since last year. Actually, the year before, the top has been complete since 2015, and it's just been sitting in a bag, and I need to press it, and I need to come up with a back for that, because I don't know what I'm going to put on the back. Piecing tops, I have my birthday blocks number 4 swap from 2016. And then over here in the still need to finish piecing blocks for, I have my old paper piecing vintage, my original one, which I may or may not piece. I may pull that off the list and, I don't know, make a couple more blocks and do a Linus quilt from that. I have no idea. I have paper piecing vintage 2017, which I know I want to do because I'm going to use totally different fabric. And I think I'm going to actually go kind of copycat Jennifer's original one, which was the vintage style fabrics on white. I just really like how crisp and clean and bright that looks. So I'm probably going to do that. And then I have my other 2 years of birthday blocks. The tall shoe fly, which I don't think I ever made my blocks for. And I probably don't have enough to make a whole quilt top out of it, but if I just add some fabric to it, I can probably do that. And then the granny square block. And again, not sure. Those may come off the list for this year, and they may get added back on or turned into something else. Who knows? But then we have my inspiration to finish the wine quilt, and that is a new baby quilt. I'm going to be a great aunt again. Yeah, so I refuse to allow myself to start that quilt until the wine quilt is finished and mailed. So, yeah, so that's my impetus to get that done. And then Project Linus is this weekend for April, and I have nothing done. And you know what? I'm not going to sweat it. I was completely caught up coming into this month, and I was starting to stress about it, and I was like, whoa, don't do that. You can make it up next month. It's not a big deal. I hope everybody has a great week. I don't think I'm caught up watching videos because I have not even been on Talk to Me Tuesday for quite some time. So I will check that, and if I'm not, I will get caught up, and then I will see you guys next week. Bye!